I'm here with Muzzammil Ahussain from Almosafer, and we're going to discuss a little bit about the ongoing initiatives and overarching trends in the Middle East. So thank you so much for taking time to speak with me today.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Awesome. So kind of just to start out a sort of an overarching question from your perspective, what would you say right now is your greatest challenge as CEO of Almosafer?
Sure. Thank you very much. So just to maybe set some context, Almosafer, in Arabic, it means the traveler. We're the largest travel and tourism company in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the region. We have a number of great initiatives and areas to work on that we're working on across each of our businesses, whether that's our consumer business, corporate and government, DMC, religious tourism, or distribution. I think our greatest challenge, are a couple. First is there are so many opportunities in the region, in travel, whether that's in airs, hotel, customer facing sales, operations, and our biggest challenge is how do we prioritize the different opportunities that there are out there today, given what's going on also in the region and in Saudi Arabia. A second area that I think we have put a lot of focus on and made it kind of it's an opportunity more than a challenge, but it's a very, very big one for us is how to take advantage and maximize and even learn about all the different areas where AI can help us as a business. We hear about it every day. There's a lot of good and a lot of unknown, but we've taken a pretty conscious effort to embed AI in different initiatives, experiment, pilot, and actually have started to see some success with that. And lastly, I think as a continued development and growth in the region in Saudi Arabia is human capital development. So we're going to continue to train, making sure our people and the wider ecosystem are available to serve guests into the kingdom. So human capital development as this country and the region scales, continues to scale.
Absolutely. And so obviously focusing a little bit on challenges there, kind of on the flip side, there's a big opportunity for Almosafer in the form of an IPO that you've previously discussed. So I was wondering if you could provide a little bit of an update on the timeline for that and what that big move will mean for the company.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, Almosafer has been part of the Sierra Group since its inception, essentially. And Sierra has been a travel company in Saudi Arabia. It's already publicly listed, and it's been around for over 40 years. So on a day-to-day basis, actually, we are already operating under the umbrella of as a public company. All of the regulations, reporting requirements, we do follow them. We are in the process. The Sierra Group has announced the target to list on Almosafer in the coming period. It was announced in November 23 that the target is 2 to 3 years. So towards the end of the next year, end of this year or later next year, we would be filing, hopefully, to list on Almosafer. I think while it's a very, very important milestone, it's kind of like, if you can take it as a child growing up and going to university, away, moving out of the parents' house, I would say. But we're very, very focused on delivering our business operations to create value for the Sierra Group and its shareholders. So in terms of focus, it's really about delivering operational excellence and great performance and growth across our businesses as we do intend to list for IPO in the coming period.
Absolutely. And then I know a little bit earlier you were talking about your AI initiatives and how you're really kind of leading the way there. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about, any sort of initiatives within technology, and then if you want to go a little bit deeper into what Almosafer is doing with AI.
Yeah, I mean, so we've broken up to a couple of different themes around, let's say, customer facing. So things like pricing, personalization, recommendations. That's one area. The second area for us is around, of course, I think the big area is operational efficiency, process improvement, call center, automation, etc. And also the third area is really about what I guess they call it now co-piloting, supporting our staff, whether it's engineering staff or our call center agents, to do things better, given advice. So we have a number of initiatives underway. For example, our marketing team, who creates a lot of our content, is now using AI to generate graphics design, actually have videos that have been fully AI generated without using kind of human video traditional production. We have our engineers are writing code, and their code is being AI supported, AI assisted. We're automating our technology in terms of QA testing. We're automating and using machine learning and AI to bid on Google SEMs and keywords, decide how much to bid on which. So it's really an evolution. I think we have over 100 items that we're looking at across the organization. I think it will just continue to grow.
Absolutely. And so, wondering a little bit about, I believe, if I'm correct, Almosafer is focused on the Middle East GCC region. So, what would you say differentiates the company from other large players in the space like Booking and Expedia?
Yeah. So I think as a business, we focus on two things. We focus on Saudis primarily, but also the rest of the people living in the GCC when they travel, whether they're traveling domestically, internationally, or within the region. And then we focus on people visiting the region, especially Saudi Arabia, either for leisure purposes or for religious. So in terms of Booking.com and other global kind of OTA competitors, our differentiator is really about a local understanding and local know-how of the Saudi context or the regional context when booking travel. I'll give you a couple of examples. So we are not just an OTA in our consumer business. We're actually a fully omni-channel business. We have physical locations, we have a call center, and we have WhatsApp. So we actually have WhatsApp as a key sales channel because WhatsApp is so embedded into the organization. We partner with local loyalty programs in Saudi. We have buy now, pay later. So we really take the local needs and insights into our product offerings and the way we sell. Secondly, so if you go to any global OTA, you'll see reviews, right? Reviews from everywhere around the world about the property, which is great and very important. But what we've done is we've created reviews by locals who've actually stayed there through us for that. So it's really tailored reviews about a property to make sure it fits the cultural or the norms of what people from this region want when they travel, whether they travel anywhere in the world.
Great. And then I guess this is kind of going back to where we started, but could you break down the business in terms of verticals and what the most lucrative verticals are and where you think the biggest growth opportunity lies?
Sure. So as we have 5 businesses, the largest business is our consumer travel business, which last year did around $1.5 billion in gross booking value. The second, that's fully omni-channel, however, 80% online, B2C business. We're the largest in Saudi and Kuwait, and we're also present in the rest of the GCC. The second business we have is called Almosafer business. That's our corporate and government travel business, supporting corporate and government clients as a TMC, but bringing the experience and the digital nature of our B2C capabilities into the TMC world. So we serve large corporates in Saudi Arabia, we serve government organizations, and we serve other large semi-government organizations around the kingdom. That business has done around $150 million in gross booking value in 2024. The third business combined, it's our inbound tourism business. We have 2 brands. One is called Mawassim, which is focused on religious inbound tourism into the kingdom for the 2 holy sites in Saudi Arabia, Mecca and Medina. And then we have Discover Saudi, which is a leisure tourism DMC. And that's focused on visitors to the kingdom, MICE, and tour operations in the kingdom. Combined, those businesses also did around $150 million. And lastly, we have a distribution business, which is where we use our local content and our capabilities, and we partner with other distribution players or OTAs around the world, such as Trip.com, to provide local content. And we have a joint venture under that unit with Klook, for experiences in Saudi Arabia to digitize them. So overall, the business is at around $2 billion, with the largest being the consumer. We're on track to grow over 20 to 25% a year for the coming period, with a target to exceed $3.5 billion by 2027.
Wow. And so I was wondering if you could go a little further into the religious travel aspect of the business
Yeah.
and areas for innovation in that space.
Yeah, religious travel is a really, really important segment for us and for the country overall. It's something that you could say it's a competitive advantage from a travel ecosystem perspective. There are over 1 billion Muslims around the world, and at some point they are obligated to come visit the kingdom through different pilgrimages. What we've done is we've partnered with the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah to work on the different initiatives they have to digitize the platform and support the ministry's platform for selling access to pilgrims from around the world. And secondly, we have also digitized the model. Primarily has been a much more offline model with agents in countries like Pakistan, Indonesia, Egypt, etc. We've given them digital access to enable these processes at scale, much more tailored and customized. So we're trying to streamline that. We see a huge opportunity for growth. In 2024, we tripled our sales from 2023, and we're seeing great growth in the religious travel segment, especially when it comes to bringing not just a flight or hotel to the kingdom, but also the flight, hotel, the entire pilgrimage and experiences to pilgrims when they come in Saudi Arabia.
So are you seeing that more travelers just within the GCC traveling, domestically, I guess would be the word, or are you seeing a larger influx of international visitors in that sector?
So I think it's both, right? So if we take Saudi Arabia, prior to COVID, Saudi Arabia was not a tourism destination, except it was a religious tourism destination. And there was not really a big domestic tourism market. What there was a domestic travel market, which is people primarily either for business or VFR, funerals, weddings, occasions, were traveling, but they weren't actually exploring their own country. When the borders locked, Saudi Arabia had done a great job to start building out the tourism ecosystem and promoting domestic tourism, but that hasn't died. The domestic travel within Saudi Arabia, it's the largest contributor to tourists in the kingdom. And for us, domestic travel pre-COVID was around 20% of our bookings. Now it's about 40% of our bookings. But at the same time, international travel within the region, or travel outbound to other destinations like London or Cairo, Dubai, Thailand, are still growing.
Absolutely. And so we've talked about this a little bit before, or you've spoken to me about it. But how would you say customer behavior is changing across research, booking, and loyalty within the region?
Yeah, I mean, there's some really, really interesting aspects about customers from the region. And it's very, very shocking to many of my partners and colleagues from the travel ecosystem, which is, this is generally speaking a very last minute market. So our average booking window for the entire year is 10 to 12 days. Hotels, sometimes 40% of our bookings are done within the last 3 days, even for holidays and long periods. So this is not a market that's a planning in advance market for the local travelers when they travel either domestically or internationally. But we've had to build a lot of experiences and capability to ensure we have last minute availability, last minute pricing, last minute content for our customers. In terms of, however, we are seeing now a lot more, not a lot more, but more advanced planning, especially for longer trips. People now realize that they want to have a chance to immerse themselves in a destination. So they really want to explore the destination when they go. And they're looking to start at least booking the flight. They might book the hotels a little bit later, but at least the flight they've decided, and we can help them, guide them on what to do in those destinations. Another emerging trend has been the improvement of visa access to the kingdom, but also from the kingdom. This has really, really increased accessibility for people when they travel. It makes it much easier to travel than having to get a visa all the time to the embassy, etc. A great example is the UK I don't know the exact name, but the e-filing, where you can get an e-visa from Saudi Arabia on arrival. Just fill out a form 15 minutes or one day before and you can get it. That had really increased accessibility and travel, and connectivity is improving. So that's really great. From a customer perspective on loyalty, I think while loyalty is important, it's great. I think price and service still are really, really key. They value loyalty, they value benefits, but price and service are still key drivers.
Absolutely. And so for Almosafer, what would you say are the priorities for the remainder of the year? Obviously, we're getting
Yeah.
closer to the end, but is it kind of leaning more into that AI? Is it more so in the religious sector of the
Well,
business?
I think, yeah, so our overall path is that for each of our businesses to be leaders in their space. Um, we want to continue to develop the capabilities to scale. All of our businesses are fortunately chugging along really, really well, delivering on their strategy. We will continue to do that. Our largest opportunities that continue to be our consumer travel business and our religious tourism business, but all the other businesses, including the TMC and the distribution and the leisure tourism DMC, are really have great opportunities in the pipeline, and we're looking forward to delivering on them. Rightfully so, AI is a key priority for us, not only this year, but for the foreseeable future. We will continue to experiment. We will continue to roll things out and learn and take advantage of opportunities in AI across the company.
Great. And then kind of just to wrap things up, a little bit of a personal aside for you. If you weren't leading Almosafer, what would you be doing?
Wow, that's an interesting question. I've been here for so long, it's hard to really think about it. But I think prior to joining the company, I was a consultant. I probably would stay a strategy or management consultant and stayed in that path. But I jumped to the other side, and now I'm on this side, and I'm very fortunate to be working with a great team in a great industry, and we look forward to continue that success.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time and for your insight here. It was really great to speak with you and learn a little bit more.
Thank you very much.
Right.